All the girls going to Miami, cancel your flights, baby, because Spirit is gone.
A lot of y'all out here mumbling and cackling and laughing without understanding that mental health is real.
Spirit going away, I think it's a little ignorant to believe that these larger airlines will keep their basic economy fares.
Wake up in the middle of the night on vacation to an email saying, bitch, you ain't got no way home.
I know we're all gonna come out on top because we're strong, but today's rough.
So if you have a flight scheduled with Spirit Airlines, don't show up at the airport. There will be no one here to assist you.
That was the message sent out to Spirit Airlines customers, because on May 2nd, 2026, at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Spirit Airlines ceased operations and shut down completely. Even their customer service was non-existent. In this video, we're going to go over a few things. First, I'm going to give information about what happened and why it happened. Then we're going to get some opinions from a few people, and see how they feel about Spirit Airlines shutting down. And then we're going to go on to talk about the people affected. First, the passengers, and lastly, most importantly, the employees. Let's get into it.
Sure glad I wasn't planning to fly Spirit Airlines this weekend. All flights canceled. And the crazy thing is that just 2 hours before they made the announcement that all flights were canceled and they were shutting down operations immediately, they had responded to a passenger on X and said, we remain fully operational and all flights are on. So that all escalated quickly. Elizabeth Warren is blaming Donald Trump and the gas prices and the war in Iran, the jet fuel going up, causing this shutdown. Others are blaming Elizabeth Warren and the Biden administration for not allowing the JetBlue Spirit merger 2 years ago. And some people are saying, well, who needed Spirit anyway? It was a terrible, cheap airline. It allowed a lot of people who wouldn't otherwise be able to travel to go visit family and travel. I took Spirit a couple of years ago to go to Vegas, and I knew what I was paying for. Super cheap flight, got there safely, no big deal. So it's definitely a bummer that this airline went under.
Yeah, people are telling jokes about Spirit Airlines, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've told a few up here on this internet, especially my other channel, Derrick J Reacts. Also, there might be some jokes in this video too. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But there was some people responsible, and I believe it was the rise in oil prices because of the war. That's my opinion. But nobody is going to take accountability for it and say, yes, it was my fault, I messed up, blame me. Everybody's going to be pointing fingers. So what else decision do we have other than to form our own opinions if nobody's going to stand up and take accountability for this? So we might as well use those opinions, right?
The fact that Spirit Airlines went out of business, essentially, that's not a good thing. Like, there are tons of people who are like, oh my God, Spirit sucked anyway. It doesn't suck, it's fine. And it's also like a budget travel option, which is good to have those. And now without Spirit, there's fewer options for the consumer. Whether you flew Spirit or not, it's good to have an alternative option to the head honchos of the airline industry. So having Spirit go away for budget travelers, that leaves you with what? Southwest, which is already kind of taking themselves out of that lane considering all the things that they're doing, which is negatively impacting those consumers, and maybe Frontier, both of which are not desirable options to the average person, which then pushes you to have to fly Delta, American, those airlines, which tend to be a bit more expensive. I feel like this is taking us back to your high school economics class of less supply increases price. That still leaves us in a place of well, if you can't afford Delta or American, what are you supposed to do? With gas prices being asinine, with train travel being non-existent for most people, you are kind of really in a very tough spot of if you want to travel but can't afford a plane ticket, what are you to do? And I think that's a really terrible and can be a scary reality to live in, is okay, well, I can't afford to fly, so I'll drive the 6 hours, but can you afford the gas for the trip? I can't afford to fly, maybe I'll look at Amtrak. Amtrak is expensive, which isn't a monopoly in and of itself, but Amtrak is expensive, and it takes a lot of time to travel Amtrak unless you're in two regions, which would be the Northeast and the Far West. If you're in the Midwest and you're not in Chicago or near Chicago, you're kind of out of luck. I live in Detroit, and to go almost anywhere, I have to go west to Chicago first, and then get on another train that'll take me wherever I'm actually trying to go. And it's that makes any trip 8 hours minimum, and it's more expensive too. So there's not good options, and there not being good options makes it a bad situation to be in. So rip Spirit Airlines, and also rip our wallets. Damn.
Yeah, Spirit Airlines being a budget airlines actually keeps the prices of other airlines down a little bit because of the competition. Now that there's no budget airlines like Spirit, all these other prices gonna go up. So for all you people who ride these other ride these other airlines planes, you know, happy that Spirit Airlines no longer exists, your flight prices are about to increase. You know, Spirit Airlines was benefiting you even though you weren't riding Spirit.
I'm sure you've heard by now that Spirit Airlines has officially shut down, but what you may not know is that they had to give the United States government the middle finger during these talks of a $500 million bailout because the U.S. was on some mess. And so here's what two things occurred that made them turn down the $500 million bailout. Number one, the U.S. government said, we want to take 90% of your stocks as we give you this $500 million bailout, and then convert half of your fleet into military planes. Huh? Are we doing that bad in Iran that we got to, we need, okay, no. So Spirit Airlines said, you can go ahead and sit on it and rotate. We're not doing that. And then the second thing that came out was, well, fine, if we give you this money, y'all have to pay us back first. Is the U.S. government that broke? We pining for $500 million. Trump just took $10 billion for his board of peace. Why y'all worried about $500 million? But Spirit was like, no, that's not how business works. We're a publicly traded company. We have to pay our investors first. Y'all don't have to wait. And the United States is like, no, we have priority because we're giving you the bailout. And they're like, no, this goes back to the Ford company. Like, you know, this doesn't work. We need to pay our investors. And so the United States government was like, well, no, if you don't pay us, we don't give you money. And Spirit said, y'all have a good day. And they shut down after 34 years. And this is really sad, y'all, because the only real reason Spirit Airlines had to shut down is because of the war in Iran. This is literally because of the Trump administration's decisions. They forced them to shut down because the oil prices went through the roof because we attacked Iran for no reason. And they closed the Strait of Hormuz in retaliation of our attack that was for no reason.
So the entity that is the government, because of their actions, it put Spirit Airlines in this situation. And then the government, in turn, wanted to come and take advantage of the situation they put Spirit Airlines in. Like a lot of people do that to companies like this when they see you failing and you're about to go under, and they want to come with a lifeline, but it come with a lot of strings attached. They just want to take advantage of the situation. And the US government is is the entity that wants to come in and taking advantage of the situation that they put Spirit Airlines in. It's a cold world, man.
All the girls going to Miami, cancel your flights, baby, because Spirit is gone. Gas got to them. They could no longer afford the fuel. 17,000 workers are going to be out of jobs, including 14,000 employees and thousands of contractors and people who just depended on Spirit. All y'all flights are canceled. Now, if you have a ticket from Spirit Airlines and you need to get to where you need to go, here are the airlines that are willing to work with you. American Airlines has a fare cap, it's price limits. They're going to help you with making sure that the prices don't skyrocket when you turn that ticket in. Frontier to the rescue, y'all get up to 50% off. All my Miami girls, go ahead and lock in. United is offering like $200 to $300 one-way fares. But here's the kick. You may have to do a loyalty sign up. Or they trying to get in on the back end. JetBlue got $99. I'll run for them. They rebooking quickly. And you knew Southwest wasn't going to be left out. They're going to offer you some low fares. Honestly, I ain't never heard of the one at the bottom. The effects of this war is starting to hit corporations. I know they fucking nervous now. Let's see who makes the phone call to Wigs R Us.
Yeah, these oil prices have skyrocketed. So, the gas you put in your car, the jet fuel, all that's going up. You know, in the end, we the consumers pay the price because these companies are just going to raise the price to negate their cost. So it's always going to come back on us. And you know, it's good that these other airlines are helping out stranded, basically, Spirit customers. That's great, but I hope that, you know, I hope it ain't a bait and switch. You know what I mean? I hope it ain't, okay, we're gonna get you in here, but then the next time you book with us, we're gonna charge you an extra amount so we can make up for the discount. You know, I hope it ain't one of those things. You know, but uh, let's hear some opinions from some people and how they feel about Spirit Airlines shutting down.
Spirit Airlines sucks, and I don't get why everybody's so heartbroken and booty hurt with them fucking closing up shop. The only ones that could get upset and be devastated are the workers. I think it was like 17,000 workers that lost their job. But any passenger that I know that flew Spirit never had anything good to say. I've only ever flown Spirit twice, and the worst experience of my fucking life. The first time my plane was delayed 4 motherfucking hours, no compensation, no fucking nothing, just chilling in the airport like a fucking homeless person. The second time I was moving from New York to Florida and the flight didn't show up at all. The flight did not show up at all. So me and my family had to go back to our apartment where nothing was there because our shit was already on the way to Florida. It was a mess. It was a mess. Spirit fucking sucks. And if I see one more goddamn video with a stupid sad song over it, like, fuck Spirit. It's been a long time coming. I'm glad you're gone. So the only ones I do feel bad for are the employees and the families affected by it. Other than that, deuces, Spirit. I'm surprised you lasted this long.
I mean, if you are celebrating or happy that Spirit Airlines shut down, but saying you feel bad for the workers at the same time, that doesn't make, like, you're happy to see them go. You're happy to see Spirit Airlines go, but you're sad about their employees. Their employees was Spirit Airlines. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But, you know, y'all let me know if what she said makes sense. Because,
No, seriously, y'all. We sit here talking about the Spirit shutdown. We just flew Spirit for Easter in April. Spirit ain't never did nothing to us or anybody. They had nice, affordable flights. I think we had one delay all these years that we've been flying Spirit. I think we got delayed one time coming off of a cruise. And then to think about all those people out of a job, all those people whose flights got delayed, that's really messed up. Like, and for me, I believe that Spirit is not going to be the only one. I think it's going to be some other airlines to follow. I mean, wow. They said that Spirit flew landed their last flight 7 hours ago. Wow, that's a lot to take in. I don't know. What y'all think about it? Spirit was good to us. Good, nice, affordable flights. Wow.
See, her and the girl before her had 2 different experiences. The other girl flew twice and had delays and cancellations both times. But she said she'd been flying Spirit for years and only 1 delay. That's it. Sometimes you just get unlucky. You know what I mean? Like, things happen. You know, you go to this restaurant or this fast food restaurant, you know, for the first time and your order gets messed up. It's just, you know, it's not that this is a bad fast food place. It's just, you just got unlucky because humans are going to make mistakes, and they just so happen to make a mistake with your order. Okay? You flew Spirit 1 time, and they just happened to make that mistake with your flight. But most of the other time is on time, no delays, take off and land safely. You just unlucky.
In unpopular opinion, I am glad that Spirit Airlines is no longer here. Good riddance. I don't know about y'all. Y'all talking about, oh, it's something spiritual going on because they've never crashed a plane and all this other stuff. Spirit has always felt demonic as hell to me. The service demonic as hell. The spacing demonic as hell. I feel like I'm in a Temu plane. Like I'm now in the same breath, yes, your girl was getting them tickets, but did I have any business being in a Spirit plane? Maybe not. I think this was a good thing for society, if you ask me, and I'm not mad at it.
When, like I said, when these other airlines start raising their prices, you're gonna realize it's not a good thing to lose Spirit. It's not. And for her to say Spirit airplanes felt demonic, but she kept buying the tickets. Explain that. Like, I feel like this plane is demonic, but you know, I'll be back next month to get on it again. I don't understand that. I really don't.
I don't know who the fuck need to hear this, but it seemed like to me y'all don't know what and what not to fuck to laugh at. Y'all sitting up laughing at the fact that these people that lost their jobs and that Spirit Airlines has canceled all the flights, but it's Spirit Airlines that a lot of y'all bitches needed. I see a lot of bitches laughing that pay their tickets in 4-piece installments. How y'all bitches gonna get to Miami now? Yeah, I don't think that's so funny. And what's even crazier about it is we talking about people who have lost their jobs, have a family to feed, and when they bought houses, got rent to pay, car notes bills to pay, school clothes to buy, the food for their children. Like, people really don't know where their next dollar gonna come from. And I see a lot of y'all out here mumbling and cackling and laughing without understanding that mental health is real. And you never know what a person may do or won't do when their job has been affected, okay? There's millions of people who walk around here with no employment that's looking to take yours. So the more people that's added to those lists of people who don't have employment, it makes it more dangerous for us who do.
Yeah, you never know what somebody would do when they reach their breaking point and they have nothing to lose. And what people are one thing people don't really fully understand is that the United States has really had zero job growth in this in this last year. Like close to zero, close to none. And now we're sending 17,000 more people out there to looking for jobs. There's a lot of people out there already can't find a job. And now 17,000 just joined them. It's crazy. But I guess since they shut everything down and customer service is gone, you might be able to put Spirit Airlines on your resume. I mean, how can they verify it? Who they gonna call? Hey, hey, somebody told me that earlier, and I was like, I'm gonna share that with the people because they, people might need to know that. It might be a job hack. You know, I'm just saying.
I think it's terrible. I think it really, 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 really sucks. I spoke about this about a week and a half ago when we had an inkling that this was a possibility because of the fuel prices. Granted, I know that is not the only reason. It's just the reason that it happened in the time frame that it did because, you know, they have filed for bankruptcy twice before, etc. But I think most of us in aviation were kind of hoping and praying that this wasn't going to be the outcome. People have clowned on and made fun of Spirit for years, and you can say whatever you want, but the reality of the situation is that Spirit provided competitive pricing that kind of forced larger airlines into having things like basic economy fares that made travel a lot more affordable for a lot more people. And genuinely, I think that that is very sad because I'm a person that thinks that traveling is such a blessing and anyone that gets the opportunity to do it should do it. And with Spirit going away, I think it's a little ignorant to believe that these larger airlines will keep their basic economy fares or keep them at the same prices. And therefore, tons of people are going to be priced out of travel. And I said this in my other video, but the people I feel the most horrible for are the 17,000 1,000 employees that worked at Spirit that lost their jobs overnight. And losing your job or being laid off in any capacity or situation absolutely sucks, but I think it hits a little bit harder in this instance because a vast majority of people that work in aviation really genuinely love their jobs and love the industry. And beyond that, in aviation jobs in almost every position, seniority is everything. So there were people that had been working for Spirit for years that had seniority and had been there for a long time and love their jobs, and now they have to start from square one if they even want to continue to work in aviation. And so my heart breaks for them. I think it is an absolutely horrible situation, and that's without even talking about how far this will extend and how many people this actually will affect. I mean, there are hotels, there are caterers, there are tons of other people and businesses that have contracts with Spirit Airlines that will also be affected by this.
Even like tourist destinations where a lot of people took Spirit Airlines because they could afford it to come down there and, you know, like go to Miami or go to Las Vegas or, you know, fly to New York. You know what I mean? Like those businesses are going to lose out on money too. Because some people was like, man, I want to go. I can afford everything in Miami. I can afford doing everything in Miami if my airfare got a little cheaper. So Spirit Airlines to the rescue. Thank you, Spirit. Now I can afford the flight and to do everything I want to do in Miami. But now they can't. They can't afford both the flight and to do everything. So those businesses in Miami will be affected by this. In any like tourist locations out there, they will be affected. Now the people who are really affected by it are the employees. And we're going to hear from some former Spirit employees at the end of this video. But next, we're going to talk about the passengers and how this shutdown affected them.
I just got off the last Spirit flight to land in Michigan ever. My flight 1544 from Fort Lauderdale touched down in Detroit at 12:04 a.m. this morning, and no one really knew on the plane what was going on, but I just started pulling out my phone and just documented it.
On behalf of this cabin crew, it has been a pleasure having you on board this evening's flight, and we hope to welcome you back again soon.
Thanks for a safe flight, guys. Be safe.
Thank you.
Good luck to you guys.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
You worried?
I personally myself am not worried because I know God is going to bless me.
Yep,
He's going to take
for
care
sure.
of it.
You'll get a job at a new airline regardless.
Yeah.
My heart goes out for all the people that work for Spirit that are now frantically trying to find flights home.
Wow, he was on the last Spirit Airlines flight, possibly ever. I say possibly because who knows? They could come back one day. You know, you just never say never. But I got to give it up to those employees who was on that flight because I don't know if I would have been able to work knowing that when I land, I no longer have a job. I don't know. I don't know what I would did in that situation, but I commend them for still doing their job and still, you know, taking care of their passengers like they supposed to. Like, big up to them.
Okay, y'all, so Spirit flights is literally canceled indefinitely. I had a flight for today at 9 o'clock in the morning, and at like 1 o'clock in the morning, thank God this time I was a late packer. I didn't get no sleep or nothing like that. They emailed me and it was like, oh, all Spirit flights are canceled immediately. We're gonna get y'all back your refunds, but that's it. We're not gonna pay for y'all to go to no other airline or nothing like that. So I'm just like, damn, like, what the fuck? So I immediately called my homegirl, like, bitch, my flight just got canceled. What the fuck is we gonna do? But I know I gotta be there for my homegirl, so I'm like, okay, let me just book another flight. I ended up booking for JetBlue, and that was cool. But the whole point of the matter is, like, some people don't know that their flights is canceled. So they come into the airport and they ain't got a flight. AT&T they had asked me what your flight number begin with, and I told her, she was like, oh, if it begun with so-and-so, you would have been canceled. Spirit doing people dirty. I'm like, oh shit, well, good thing I was up to C9, because yeah, I got my motherfucking flight.
It's lucky she caught it, and she caught it before there was a mad rush to these other airlines, and hopefully she got the discount too, because you know, if she just went and bought another flight and didn't get a discount, that was, like she was early, which is good, but being early, you know, might have made her miss the discounts. I don't know, but
I hope the people who have created this inconvenience for people like myself You know, they should ask God for forgiveness. I mean, this is terrible. They should be ashamed of themselves.
I'm upset. And then also it makes me nervous because I've already paid money to go on a cruise. We came here to the airport to try to get another ticket. American Airlines is like $1,300. And then I hear from Frontier that they're only helping customers until June 6th. Well, my flight is all the way until the 18th. I haven't even received my money back to even buy a new ticket. When you call, it just hangs straight up.
My flight back home was scheduled for 8:30 yesterday, and they first delayed it, and they told me my flight will be at 11:30 p.m. And then I was like, that's fine. But then I got another email saying it was canceled, and now I'm stuck in Florida.
I went to the kiosk and I typed in my information, and they're like, oh yeah, your flight has been canceled, find an agent. So I was looking for an agent. They were like, there's no agent, there's no customer service.
It was wrong, I guess, the way they did it. Some people could say that, but you know, they had flights booked for months. You know, when do you cut it off? You know, if you're Spirit Airlines, when do you cut it off? A week from now, 2 weeks from now, a month from now? Like, if you're going to tell people in advance, when is the cutoff date? And no matter when the cutoff date is, you're going to find a group of people that are going to be mad at it, you know? So, hey, as messed up as it is, leaving people stranded like that, the best decision probably would have been to just cut it off immediately. As much as it sucks, but that's the choice they made, man. It's terrible.
How do you get up, wake up in the middle of the night on vacation to an email saying, bitch, you ain't got no way home? Is that legal? How you take me somewhere? 15 hours ago, how do you take me somewhere? And then wake me up at 3 o'clock and say, we sorry, friend, but we ain't gonna bring you back home. Find another way. Not find another way as in call an Uber, but find another airline. Spirit. Count your fucking days. Oh, they ain't got no more. They canceled us at 3 o'clock in the morning. Damn.
Now that's where it sucks at. Like if you are home and you planning on going on vacation or something and you find out Spirit Airlines canceled their flights, you're upset, but you're home. You know? But for people who were on vacation, when the cancellation happened, and they flew out on this budget airline, you know, some people will stretch their money to, you know, I got just enough for all of this, you know, and then find out you gotta find a ride home. So you have to buy a plane ticket from some other airlines. You have no choice. You can't just stay on vacation. You know, so that's the tough part right there to people who are actually in the middle of their vacation.
Spirit, what the fuck? That's my Rolling Loud ticket, bro. How I'm supposed to get the Rolling Loud now, bro? I canceled my damn flight 7 days before, bro. I got VIP tickets, bro. $650 down the fucking drain. Rolling Loud, help, please. Bro, I wake up to this tragedy, this monstrosity, bro. And it's like, damn, this shit ruined my fucking week. You feel me, bro? Like, ain't even supposed to. I can't even see Non-Vicious now, bro. I can't even see YB. I can't even see Cardi. Come on, bro. Bro, I didn't get VIP for no reason. I did not get VIP for no reason. So guess what? We spending that extra band to go, bro. It's unfortunate. It is what it is, bro. A whole nother band just to get there. But Southwest Airlines, bro, y'all my ultimatum, bro. This is my last resort. Damn, bro, this is unfortunate.
Charged him $1,000 extra dollars for you know, for his trip. Unplanned $1,000 extra. Man, that's mm, that's gotta hurt your pockets. It's just to come up off of $1,000 that you didn't plan to play. Yeah, it hurts your pockets. I don't care how much money you got. That would be frustrating. So a lot of customers are affected by this Spirit Airlines shutdown. And somebody came up with a plan. And this is the plan he came up with.
Y'all, they trying to buy Spirit Airlines. This guy right here named Hi There Hunter, he flew Spirit Airlines for like 24 hours and vlogged it, and he had like the best idea. He said, what if the people, the U.S. citizens, came together and bought Spirit Airlines? I mean, shit, that's not a bad idea. And baby, it took off. Within a couple of hours, people was like, down, let's do this. How do we get this shit done? Well, Hi There Hunter had donations flowing in. So Hi There Hunter had to create a website, baby. It's letsbuyspirit.com. Here's the website. It's real. And baby, the numbers have gone up. In just around 24 hours, he had raised with over 4,000 U.S. citizens pledging money to buy Spirit Airlines. Look at this shit. Total pledges, is that $22 million? Is that $22 million, y'all? Over 36,000 people have pledged their money. You even got an IG. Now, one thing I love about this shit, zero hedge fund owners. It's nothing but the citizens putting in on this bitch. The fact that 44 million of us flew in 2024 on Spirit says that we are in desperate need of affordable airlines. Now, unfortunately, the website has crashed. That's how much everybody's trying to get in. Imagine if U.S. citizens got to choose how much we paid for tickets. We would put Frontier, Delta, America, and Southwest out of business. I shouldn't have said that part out loud. I'm just thinking.
Well, the website is back up and running now, and I checked it before I started recording this video, and now the pledge amount is up to 132 million, and their goal is 1.7 billion. At the rate it's going, it could get up there. It could make it up there. Now, I don't know what's the process of buying it and if it can actually happen, but hey, they trying, and you know, I hope it reaches it. I hope it reaches it because, you know, as much as we joke about Spirit, it actually helped a lot of people. More than we know. Now, the people affected most by this, of course, are the former employees. So let's hear from some of them.
We got a notice from our union, right, that we're going to be ceasing operations at 3 a.m. Eastern time today. Met a lot of friends along the way. Had some great conversations with some of you over the 14 years. Had some not so great conversations occasionally. A lot of crazy stuff has happened, but it's funny as we sit here, I'll speak for myself. I don't remember any of the bad times, just the good ones. So, Spirit, believe it or not, started flying in 1983. I think it was called Charter Air at the time. And in 1992, it changed its name to Spirit. So we've been in the air since 1983. What is that? 43 years. And unfortunately, that's over. So thank you for your support over the years. And onward and upward, right? Go. God bless you all.
Man, to still finish out your job knowing that it's coming to an end. You know, I know the pilots have to finish their job, you know, they have to. But the stewardess, for them to, you know, still push through, even though some of them found out mid-flight, you know, I gotta commend them for that. That's big. You know, a lot of people would have just found a seat and sat down. You know.
As of May 2nd, 2026, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Spirit Airlines ceased operations and shut down. I was a flight attendant at Spirit Airlines for the last 25 years up until they ceased operations and shut down. I'm heartbroken. I'm devastated. I'm now an unemployed flight attendant, and I don't know what I want to do. But I'll figure it out. Just came on here to say a couple of things. One of them is that, did y'all know that Spirit had got voted the best airline for 2026? Also, did you guys know that Spirit Airlines was considered the safest airline in the U.S.? They were the only major airline that had never had a crash or fatality. Also, the reason why fares are what they are is because of Spirit. Before Spirit came along and they changed their business model, traveling was a luxury. Now it's reachable and obtainable, so a lot of Americans can fly. I know everybody didn't agree with it, but the prices were driven down at the other airlines that people may have liked a little better. And for that, Spirit will go down in history for being a game changer. I don't know what I have planned, but I know that my coworkers who were like a family, I wish them all well. And I know wherever they land, they're going to be great because they are a B for life. But anyways, I'm definitely going to miss my job. Oh, man, I'm going to miss being a flight attendant. I don't know if I'm a flight attendant any longer. I'm still trying to come up with ideas. I don't know. I don't know. I just want to, I don't know. But anyways, I figured that out. But I just wanted to say, with all that they did, they still couldn't stay in business, even though we were the safest and considered the best this year. It's a crazy world we living in, but I know my bees, they got this. All right, y'all take care out there.
A lot of these Spirit Airlines employees love their job, man. They love what they do, love what they did. So when it's taken away from them, it's a life decision now. Like, do you want to go back to being a flight attendant, like she said? Because you can get a job at another airline, but it won't feel the same. You know, Spirit Airlines felt like home. So it might not feel the same. And then, you know, if it don't feel the same, what else can I do? I've been planning to do this and retire from working for Spirit Airlines. You know, I wanted to work for Spirit Airlines until I retired. That was the plan. That was the goal. And now I can't do that. It's a life decision they got to make now.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for the love that you're giving me. I'm completely out of it, in disbelief, but today's crazy because, normally when you're getting ready for work, you're getting ready to seize the day, you're getting ready to, get to your next layover, you're getting ready to go home, whatever it may be, but today feels a lot different because I'm actually getting ready to go home. We're trying to find my way home. And my wings are clipped. And, I didn't know that yesterday was my last layover. And I just have so many thoughts. I just don't know what to expect. I know God's in control, but I just can't help but be emotional. So wearing this uniform for the last time feels really different. It's a different type of reality when you have a choice to say, hey, this doesn't work for me anymore. But when it's just stripped away from you and you've been doing it for so long and it's granted you so many opportunities, it hits harder. So for, all my Spirit family, love you guys. Cherish all the memories. I know we're all going to come out on top because we're strong. But today's rough. And I'm not ashamed to put this out there because it's hitting me hard. But thank you for your prayers and your kind words. 69414 signing out.
Man, if there's anybody out there who's been a part of a mass layoff from a company, does that ease the pain of getting fired when, you know, you got 17,000 other employees that got fired on the same day? Does that ease the pain of getting fired compared to you being the only one that's fired that day? Does make it, a little less harsh, or is it still the same amount of pain either way? Let me know if you've experienced that.
Today brought unexpected news, the kind that shifts things overnight. But I'm okay. I'm more than okay. I'm grateful to have been a part of something rare. A place where people truly cared, where laughter filled the galley and it was real. Where generosity wasn't forced, it was natural. Where being yourself wasn't questioned, it was the reason the company felt like home. To my little bees, thank you for showing me the beauty of the hive. What we had was special, and I'll carry that with me always, always. This could be a moment of sadness, but instead I'm choosing to smile, because without this journey, I wouldn't have gained almost 4 years of doing something I love. I wouldn't have become the aunt my niece and nephew looked up to, and I wouldn't have been the girl from Clayton County who learned the world was bigger than she had ever imagined. So no, this isn't the end. This is a turning page, a new beginning dressed up as a goodbye. I trust God, I trust myself, and I trust a plan that's written for me. So, see you guys again in the friendly skies. Love always, Asia, your favorite flight attendant, signing off.
Yeah, she decided to keep on doing this and finding other airlines. And that's what I suggest to everybody who lost their job at Spirit Airlines. Try to find employment with another airline. If it's something you love and it's what you want to do, go after it. There might be a time where you have to do something else while you're searching for your next spot at another airlines. But, if it's something you love to do, keep going after it. Keep trying to, get that dream back. You had it. You was living your dream. Don't let it go completely. Go back and get it once again. And I believe you can.
So I was the chief executive regional manager for acquisitions regarding the West Coast and 20% of the East Coast production of fuel and processing customer acquisitions. And since they're closed and I was laid off, I'm pretty much looking for a new position. I pretty much handled the flight logs and managed high ticket flights and high ticket customers that needed to ensure that their trips. And I also was in control of managing the budget for the fuel for the planes every day. So I had a pretty big job there, and it carried a whole lot of responsibility. So I'm pretty good with managing. After the pilots would land the plane, everybody would get off the plane. I would take the plane, drive it over to the fuel lodge, fill up the plane, and bring it back. You can call down to the regional office to verify that.
Oh, they still got a regional office you could call to? Well, maybe you can't put Spirit Airlines on your resume just yet. Okay. if you didn't work there. You can't do that just yet. Hold off on that. But hey, man, look, he just put his credentials out there to the world. Said, this is what I did at Spirit Airlines. I could do that for you. It's a video resume. And who knows who will see this and who it will reach. So yeah, anywhere you can, go after that dream. Go get it back. Go get it back, man.
If you work for Spirit Airlines, save this video and stop what you're doing. I'm a head of HR and I have seen companies collapse. And here's what they're not telling you. 1, file for unemployment now. Not tomorrow, now. Why? Because the clock starts when you file. So don't lollygag, go ahead and do it. 2, you need to pull your last pay stub and then also your offer letter if you kept it. And if you did not, make sure you follow my content because I talk about you need to keep your documentation in your own. Go to spiritrestructuring.com. That's the only official email for the site. So that's where you get all your updated information. 4, if you had health insurance via Spirit, then you have 60 days to elect COBRA. So make sure that you do that within that time frame. If you can afford the health insurance, if not, look at other options. 5, several other airlines have already created portals specifically for you. So that being said, make sure you apply to those portals. I'm going to post it right here. And then also the government is making sure that the clearances are expedited for those that are affected. 6, if you are in the Florida area, they have an event today for you specifically for those that have been displaced. And also there is a law firm that is assisting with this because of the warrant notice that was not put in place. And they have a class action lawsuit. And you'll also find that here. Keep what you want and leave the rest, but follow because I'm creating a series on how you can protect yourself and how to navigate this.
I am going to put links to all these videos down in the comment section, and this video will actually be the next to last video link down there if you want to go check out look at that again and check out that information. Losing a job is not easy. The most people are out here working paycheck to paycheck, and missing a paycheck is devastating, and it could really have negative effects on some people. So no, 17,000 people losing their job is nothing to be happy about. Even if you didn't like the company, being happy that it's gone is just simply wrong. It just is, man. But I pray everybody is able to land on their feet, and maybe another airline is created because there's somebody out there with some money, and there is a void now. Maybe somebody can create an airline and create 17,000 jobs. So, you never know what the future holds. And, with that Let's Buy Spirit petition, I don't know what will come of that. I don't know if you can even buy Spirit. I don't know how that works, but, that's a possibility too, I guess. But I want to say again, Spirit Airlines will be missed because this is going to affect a lot of things. And everybody had jokes. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I've thrown a couple of jokes Spirit's way. I have, but we gonna miss Spirit now that it's gone. We are. We are. I appreciate y'all watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 20K like yesterday. Help me out, and I will see you in the next one.
Spirit airplanes are back in the sky after they ceased operations and permanently ended all flights. They are back in the sky again today. This is coming from Flight Radar 24, and you may be able to go look and see these Spirit airplanes flying. Now, according to reports, they are flying to a storage facility. So that's a very sad flight for those pilots to take. Probably, I'm assuming some of them are people who work for Spirit for a long time. I don't know if those people are still working for Spirit, but someone is flying these planes to storage. Again, that makes sense because they were landing at airports and they need to go somewhere after the entire company shut down.